A few months from now, I'm going to be a father for the first time. And like every new parent, I keep on wondering, what kind of world is my son going to inherit? Increasingly, it feels like a world that's going to be filled with AI and technology. And don't get me wrong, I've spent my entire life working in technology. And yeah, spoiler alert, I work in AI now. But ever since I was 8 years old, sitting in the chair next to my uncle, staring while he was programming our computer, I was hooked. By 11, I was coding. Technology gave me this ability to create faster than I could ever do by myself. It made what seemed impossible just within reach. And I started simple, with web pages and games that I thought were fun, like a tic-tac-toe clone, which, yeah, in retrospect seems kind of trivial. But for me, in that moment, it felt like magic. The fact that I could create an idea and turn it into something real for myself and for others felt powerful. But it always came with a cost: time. I spent hours glued to screens looking at lines of code, searching for missing semicolons, endlessly tinkering to figure out what the next idea could be. And the thing that got me out had nothing to do with technology at all. It was traditions, family dinners, the friends that wanted me to come outside and play, the community events that I had to attend, and the rituals that throughout the day reminded me to pause and reflect. Technology was fun, it was exciting, it was exhilarating, but it wasn't everything. And I think a lot about where did those traditions come from. So for this, I have to go back. My forefathers migrated from Gujarat in India. They traveled an entire ocean away to East Africa, across Tanzania, Uganda, Zanzibar, and Kenya. They left to give their families the time and space, the time to figure out who they were, and the space to decide who they wanted to be. They left everything that they knew just so that their future generations would have a shot to establish traditions of their own. Those generations thought with legacy in mind. My grandfather tried to teach us the same. He said, think 50 years in the future. And that was a hard concept for me. So I'm going to try it right now. In 50 years, I'll be 91 years old. My son, yeah, it's a boy, who isn't even born yet, will be 50. And my grandchildren, who are a figment of my imagination, maybe they're in their 20s. The decisions I make today will impact them. The place I choose to live, the work I choose to do, the community I associate myself with, even the places I decide are worth my attention. Decisions today ripple far further than I ever thought possible. And my father did the same. He decided to move us another ocean away, from Kenya all the way to Canada. And he did so to empower my brothers and I to be able to make different choices, to be able to have the space to decide what was important to us, where opportunity was abound. And no matter what, when we went from city to city to city, he would find a new job, establish a new community, and work tirelessly. But he always made time for the things that were important. We were at every sports game, practice, tournament. We were at every community event. We always prioritized the things that were important. He's even here today. Every generation carried that baton, trading time, but always making the traditions that mattered. That legacy taught me that progress always comes with a cost, and that to truly make something meaningful, we have to make the time to create traditions for ourselves. That's why when I think about AI, arguably the most powerful technology humanity has ever produced, I see a turning point. For the first time ever, we have a technology that can literally give us back time. That should feel liberating. But here's the irony. Too often, where does that time go? Inevitably, it loops back to the screen. We as technologists, we have dashboards where we measure engagement. We look at things like active users and time on site. It is a scoreboard designed to keep us tethered. And here's my worry. If we don't make traditions without AI, we will inevitably be making traditions with AI. And that will leave us even less time for each other than we have now. That's why I think it's important that technology has to make time for human interaction. Because in my opinion, human connection is really what makes life worth living. And it's where I want to spend the majority of my time. And as a soon-to-be new parent, I don't have all the answers. I don't know where this is going. And yeah, that worries me. But I think having an awareness of that and having the desire to make purposeful decisions, maybe that's a good first step. But I have a test I want to run. If after using the technology, does it encourage human interaction? Do I learn something so that I can teach it to someone else? Do I ask AI to book a trip for me so that I can spend time with friends and family? Do I figure out why that person said that weird thing to me so that I can form a deeper connection with them? If yes, we should keep it. If not, then I think it's time for a change. And my proposal is simple. Let's design AI to maximize the minutes returned and measure it. At work, AI drafts, it summarizes, it debugs, but productivity has always been measured based on the amount of hours logged, not necessarily on the time given back. What if we flip that script? The win isn't that AI drafted my memo. The win is that I made it home for dinner. The win isn't that the project finished early, it's that I got to start my weekend early. Imagine teams and companies competing for time returned. And at home, when we save time, do we even know what to do with it? We scroll, we binge, we refresh. The time just loops right back onto the screen. That's why it's exciting that with AI, we have the opportunity to build tools that see across surfaces and protect the time that they save. Imagine no alerts after Saturday breakfast. Groceries ordered so that dinner with family is guaranteed. And a reminder to reach out to parents after you've scrolled through the 75th TikTok. That is a future worth fighting for. And the best technology disappears into the background. Think about the dishwasher. You load it, you start it, you walk away, and you come back to clean dishes. The robot vacuum that vacuums and mops the house while I go for a walk with my wife. The best technology should just disappear, and AI's value should not have to be observed. We can get it at the end without having to be involved every step of the way. It drafts the doc while I watch my kid's soccer game. It finishes the tasks while I'm out laughing with friends. And with this extra time that we get, maybe I can make the relationship with my son the most meaningful work I put together. And so let's flip the script. Let's measure the minutes returned. Imagine quarterly reports where companies brag about the time that they've saved. We saved thousands of minutes this month. We saved millions of minutes this quarter. We returned billions of minutes to people this year. But it has to operate on one principle. It has to bend the time back towards human interaction. If you save the time, but it just encourages more use of the screen, then those aren't the right minutes. And yeah, let's address the elephant in the room. This is an aspirational metric. It's not being done right now. And yeah, it's very difficult to do. But the thing is, if we don't try, then we miss the point. And it's not just companies, it's us, you and me. When AI frees up that time, we have to name the traditions that matter. For me, that's going to be bedtime stories with my son, every night, non-negotiable. For you, maybe it's preparing a meal together. And for you, maybe that's volunteering to give back. Whatever it is, you have to claim that time and guard it. Because if you don't, it's very easy for that to slip right back into the screen. So here's the point. My grandfather taught us about legacy, that the decisions we make today will ripple 50 years into the future. My father made the time to form the traditions that mattered. We can do the same with AI if we build it right. And then maybe one day when my son comes to me and says, "Wow, Dad, you were there when AI was being built. What did you do?" I don't want to say that I built the tools that tethered you. No, I want to say we built the tools that let you be a kid and let me have the time to be a parent, to create the traditions that truly matter. That's the world I want my son to inherit. One where the smartest machines in the world don't capture his minutes, they return them for love, for laughter, for rest, for the traditions that mean something. And then maybe when he's talking to his son in the future, he'll say, "We had the foresight to measure what really mattered. Time well spent." Thanks.